Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nazeek Coles. I play basketball and football for Beacon House here at Edgewood. Mayor, it is my pleasure to present. Thank you for your outstanding support from Beacon House Scholars Basketball. Is she here yet?
She's right behind you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you. Well, happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to your new Edgewood Recreation Center. Let's give Nzike Cole a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Let's also recognize our Ward 5 Council Member, Kenya McDuffie. Thank you, Council Member. Our Ward 5 Advisory Neighborhood Commissioners, give them a big round of applause. Edgewood neighbors get the biggest round of applause. Thank you for your persistence and your patience, and we invite you to see a beautiful recreation center and the accompanying fields that will be delivered soon. And we know that we have come a very long way. We were here not too long ago, Council Member, talking about the new recreation center and what it will mean for Ward 5. What you see is a $21 million investment. And it is obvious that we are serious about parks and recreation in our city, and you're going to hear from my team just how close everyone in Washington, D.C. lives to a fantastic park, pool, or playground in our city, which makes us the #1 recreation system in the nation. So this new center, I hope you will see, has something for, that's #1, that's good, right? You see, DPR is happy. The center has something for everyone, starting with this full-size gym, and it is indeed a gym fitting for the District of Champions. And we know that the new field will also add to our wonderful portfolio of fields. So with that, I want to thank for his support in fighting and protecting funds down at the council to make sure that all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. have just what they need, and especially here in our Ward 5. Your council member, Kenya McDuffie.
Good morning. Good morning. Come on, guys. This is a great day. We should be a little bit more excited than that. Good morning. There we go. There we go. I have a lot of thank yous, and so I hope you all will bear with me because it took a lot for us to get to this point. And frankly, I'm not sure if we would have gotten to this point without some of the folks whose names I'm about to mention. I want to start with mentioning the mayor. Muriel Bowser, who has worked with us, the Edgewood community, all the Civic Association leadership, our advisory neighborhood commissioners, all the residents who've cared about making this project happen. She's listened, she's worked, her team of Director Delano Hunter, Director Keith Anderson, Department of Parks and Recs, and Department of General Services, the entire teams. Let's give our Mayor, Muriel Bowser, a hearty round of applause for all her work. And then there are a number of ANC commissioners, both past and present, frankly, who have poured their hearts and souls into trying to make this happen. And so I want to thank former ANCs who I know worked on this project, and I might not name everybody, but I know that Debbie Smith-Steiner is here, and she helped to work on this, Marshall Phillips, Sally Hobaugh, Eddie Garnett, as well as some of the current commissioners like Nick Chiolis, Patricia Williams, Diane Barnes. I know I saw some of the other, we're the ANC 5E commissioners. Y'all wave your hands because y'all work really hard on this. And none other than, please, let's give them a round of applause. These guys work hard. They don't get paid. They spend their time fighting for these types of things. And there's one more who I'm gonna name shortly, but Beacon House and Kevin Hinton, Rodney Cephas, they really work hard to make sure these kids have an instructional environment. And you talk about being a district of champions. Beacon House brings home championships on a regular basis. So we really appreciate all that they do as well. I've got a really close and personal connection to this site. As some of you all know, I've been tweeting out and telling some folks that I actually was promoted from preschool at the old Edgewood Fieldhouse back in 1979. So 40 years ago, I was walking up into the small building that I do not refer to as a rec center because it was not a rec center. And that building, as modest as it was, though, really had a special place in the hearts of the folks who are in this community. And there are a lot of folks who are here today who I know used to play football on the field, who would come over and play, foosball and pool in the field house. If you grew up playing on the field or playing in the rec center, raise your hand so everybody can see who these folks are. I mean, you talk about residents who've been doing this 30, 40, 50 years, who are here today in Edgewood and stronghold communities, who know what it used to be, who know what it meant to them, and who are here today to help us cut the ribbon. And so it's great to have you all be a part of this day. I'm so proud to be able to have my mom here, and my kids and my wife. But importantly, I'm so proud that this beautiful facility is going to mean a lot for years to come from all the residents in the District of Columbia, particularly in Edgewood and Stronghold. Intergenerational programming, whether you come here to play sports and athletics, to engage in fitness and exercise, which has been a big priority for Mayor Bowser, or whether you come here for important cultural or social activities. It's going to bring people from across the community into the facility, and this was all is about, and that's why it was important for the mayor and I to make sure that we put that $20 million in the budget and we protected it to be able to get to where we are today. So thank you again, Madam Mayor. Thank you for your entire team. Thank you for Edgewood and Stronghold residents for advocating for this. And thank you to Commissioner Nancy Jones, who lived here and has fought for this. Let's give her a warm round of applause as she comes up here to the mic. Thank you, Nancy. We appreciate you.
Way to go, young lady. Way to go, way to go, way to go.
I'd like to thank everybody. I know it's been a long process of us getting here, and it wasn't for Kenny McDuffie hearing me complaining all the time and running him down, but it's a special person in my heart that he took a lot of flack from me, and I like to acknowledge John Stokes, because I used to call his office all the time. I think I gave him a little of that bald spot that he got up there by worrying him so much. But the appreciation is from the neighborhood. I love you all. Yeah, I know y'all stuck by me by doing things to bring this here for us in this community. I welcome the mayor and all her people for helping us get this far here and finishing it. Because this was a long process. People thought we couldn't do it, but we're here now. And I'd like to thank all the commissioners, Ms. Stein, Pat, everyone that even the mayor's staff, even the groups in the neighborhood that participated with us, and the Beacon House that brought this here to us as a community. So I reach out to everyone, thanking you from the bottom of my heart that this is what we have now from the little field house that we had. We had fun, but we're going to have better fun with this big one. So I like to close out thanking everyone, even a special man in my heart named Mr. Michael Tucker. He's a community. If you come to him, asking him for drinks, T-shirts, helping us out a lot in our neighborhood. I'd like to thank him, too, because he was a big part of pushing me to do what we did. Thank y'all, and thank you for coming out.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. And Council Member, you want to have one more acknowledgement?
I'm sorry. I'm just really excited. Thank you for that, Madam Mayor. There's two people I want to acknowledge. One of them who's with us, and one, unfortunately, had an untimely passing. But I want to give a special thanks to Michael Clarke and Tim Clarke. Right? Michael Clarke is the president of Edgewood Civic Association, who has advocated for this. His son, who many of you all had the pleasure of knowing, Tim Clarke, helped me, worked on my campaign, helped me get elected. And when we got elected, one of the first things we sat down and he mentioned that we had to do was to find money to build a new Edgewood Rec Center. So I want to give a special shout out to Tim. We are thinking about you. We are in our prayers. And this is for you too, Tim. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Appreciate it.
Let's hear it for Tim Clarke, a good friend of ours. We miss him much. I also now want to acknowledge members of my team who work with the community, work with the teams, work with all of you to make sure that this recreation center is exactly what everybody wants. So first, we're going to hear from our DPR director, another of Ward 5's finest, to talk about the programs of DPR and the ones that will be here at Edgewood. And he will be followed by Keith Anderson, who is the director of our Department of General Services, who will tell you all about the building, construction, jobs that were created, and all that we do in the community. So, Director Hunter.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Delano Hunter, and I'm proud to serve as the director of the D.C. Department of Parks and Recreation. And I can't think of a better way to head into the holiday season by officially unwrapping this beautiful new recreation center. That's right. I'd like to thank Mayor Bowser, Councilmember McDuffie, ANC Commissioner Jones, DGS, the entire DPR team, including our project lead, Brent, and of course, you, the community, for your input in helping to make this modernization possible. As a native Ward 5 resident, this project is particularly near and dear to my heart. And I certainly can't wait to bring my boys here to this center. And I have a connection, too. I actually lived for about a year and a half in those apartment buildings just behind the basketball courts. So I, too, remember what this was. And to see this now certainly is, it's just a proud moment. And just by show of hands again, how many of you all remember the old recreation center? The old recreation center. Well, guess what? If you have an opportunity to take a tour today, the fitness center is larger than the old recreation center. As the mayor mentioned, this year, Washington, D.C. was rated by the Trust for Public Land as having the #1 park system in America. And it's easy to see with facilities like this, but it's only possible because we have members on the council like McDuffie and now Mayor with her leadership in ensuring that we make these recreational investments across all 8 wards. So we anticipate and we know that this will truly be a hub of activity for this community. And some of the amenities that you'll see, this is a center of firsts for the agency. This is DPR's first ever rooftop urban garden. That's right. This is DPR's first ever natural gas generator to help keep the facility online during a power outage. So if your power outage go out, come on in, come on in. DPR's largest fitness center, a new full-size gym, classrooms, a multi-purpose room, and a state-of-the-art teaching kitchen. Outdoors, what I'm really proud of this facility is not just indoors. Outdoors are just as special, the outdoor amenities. We have an amphitheater, a waterfall in Splash Creek, a new playground and courts, and a community garden with and also on the site we have over 100 new trees. So like always, our goal is to make Edgewood the place where fun happens and to make it a community resource that you deserve. With the mayor's commitment and investments and the community support represented here today, we look forward to delivering first-class service in this incredible facility for years to come. Thank you all so much. And with that, I'll bring up Keith Anderson, Director of the Department of General Services.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Keith Anderson, the Director of the Department of General Services, and isn't it a pleasure to be here this morning? First of all, I'd like to say thank you, but more importantly, congratulations to Madam Mayor, Councilmember McDuffie, ANC Commissioner Jones, and the Edgewood community for the new Ward 5 Edgewood Recreation Center. Give them a round of applause. I know this structure very well, having been part of the early planning stages as the then DPR director and getting to know just what the Edgewood community was looking for in a recreation center that would serve Ward 5 well. I'm even more pleased to be part of the team that delivered this project today. Absolutely, that deserves a round of applause. There are many people to thank for this dedicated and hard work that was put into this facility. I want to start by thanking the Inspired Teaching Demonstration School. You have supported this project steadfastly by allowing DGS and DPR to hold its community meetings at your school, and we deeply appreciate that. I think it can also be said that the old Edgewood Recreation Center had truly run its course, and it was time for something new and improved to serve the community here in Ward 5. What stands here now is a hub for multiple activities to occur in this community, and I am proud to say that the advanced planning and architectural design and construction has made this possible, thanks to Moody Nolan Architects and the joint venture of Blue Sky and Coakley Williams for constructing this beacon, or should I say beacon house, in Ward 5. I would also be remiss if I didn't thank Team DGS and the Capital Construction Division, led by Mr. Paul Blackman, here with us today. Raise your hand, Paul, so they can see you. DGS is the district agency that builds, maintains, and sustains approximately 840 properties in the District of Columbia. Madam Mayor, you'll recall that we broke ground here almost 2 years ago. I'm pleased to report that in that short time, from then to now, that the Department of General Services surpassed the Certified Business Enterprise Standard of 35%. 68% of the contractors that worked on this project were local, district-based businesses. We should be very proud of that. So it's almost time to cut the ribbon for the official opening. Who's ready to cut the ribbon? I didn't hear you. Who's ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut the ribbon on your new Ward 5 Edgewood Recreation Center. This is a great day.